Hello, how are you? Welcome back to Nails by Sora. If you are new, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, as I said, welcome back. Very happy to have you here on this beautiful Saturday as I record, although obviously the day is going to be different for you. But I've got a few things that I want to go through. I got some new colors from Makartt Beauty, this beautiful hot ember. It's a gold glitter with a clear base, and then we've got Candy Cane, which is a glitter in a red base, and I'm going to swatch both of these. And then I also picked up, I was running out of my Builder Gel in the bottle by Triple D. I'm running out of the clear opulent, and instead of repurchasing, which I have absolutely no problems with this brand, I love it and I've used it religiously anytime I do a builder base, but the builder gels in the bottle tend to cake up around the neck of the bottle, and I guess I could just, clean it better than I do, but I figured it might be nice to try something different. So I wanted to try the Makartt Beauty Clear Build Me Up in a pot. So I'm going to open that up and see what it looks like. I apologize for all the noise outside if you can hear it. There's some green space on the ground floor outside my apartment building, and a lot of kids tend to hang out there and hear them all day long. Let's use some scissors. Scissors. Oh, that's a lot thicker than I thought it was going to be. Okay, so builder gel is usually, well, it's actually not that thick. Once you stir it up, it does start to flow. I was concerned because upon opening, when I tilted it, it didn't move at all. And builder gel usually has a bit of a thinner consistency, thicker than base, but definitely thin enough to spread and have itself level. And I was concerned that it wasn't thin enough to level, but it seems like it is. And I'll have to play with that in a forthcoming video, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, let's get to swatching as I clean off my gloves. I really don't want to swap them out. I don't want to waste them. But now I've got builder gel all over them. So I'm just using a little bit of acetone to try to get some of the stickiness off. So let's start swatching with Candy Cane. You can see how beautiful that is. It gives a very ruby red Dorothy ruby red slipper feel to it. I'm gonna end up having to change my gloves. So I'm still trying to get used to, not rid of, the feeling of the brushes for Makartt Beauty. You can see they're a little shorter than usual, and they tend to be a bit tapered, which is good for getting into the cuticle line, but I'm still not used to dealing with a thicker and shorter bristle length. That being said, their gels are absolutely gorgeous. They spread and level so beautifully, and the color is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm gonna give that a cure, and I will give that a second coat. But first we're going to move on to Hot Ember. Which is a beautiful, beautiful copper glitter suspended in clear gel. Actually, it's looking like maybe it's, no, it is clear. It was looking on the wand as if it was a bit, like it had an orange tinge to it. But this would be beautiful over black, over a deep orange over maybe a red or a burgundy, even over a purple, any of the darker jewel tones, it would really pop. So I'll have to play around with that. So I'm going to cure that, give it a second coat, and then I will be back to show you how to. So here we have our two colors, and they actually go quite beautiful together. Might even want to do a, that's an interesting design. Why am I shaking so much? Could do like an inverted French tip with the hot ember accent. That would be beautiful. So we have hot ember, and we have candy cane. Getting ready for Christmas, I suppose, even though it's still only October 21st. So now we're going to go into the main part of this video, which is going to be going back to Halloween. And I'm going to do Dia de los Muertos. So for Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead, November 1st, I want to do a sugar skull design. And I have a reference image right in front of me, but looking at it and looking at the shape and the length of the nail, I know it's probably going to be impossible to get all of the design into the nail itself. And I only planned on doing one nail, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think maybe I want to maybe do 3 nails so that I can get the design done that I want. And that's not to say that I'm going to spread the design over 3 nails, but to take out certain aspects of the iconography and work it into the design on 2 other nails. But I am going to try to get the skull onto this nail and see what happens. And I think what I'll end up doing is have the skull take up 2/3 of the nail and then work it into a French tip design as an accent. But I'm going to start off with white first. And if there happens to be too much noise outside, then I may end up narrating in post, because I don't like hearing background noise in videos, and I imagine there are a lot of people that don't like background noise in videos. So I am going to get the white down. I'm going to try to keep my narration in camera, but if I can't, then I apologize and I will see you in post. Okay, so while that's curing, I've gone and done a second coat. I'm going to go through the colors I will be using. And actually, I'm having trouble picking out the colors because they look, one looks kind of like a coral, and then when I look back at it, it looks red, and I'm not quite sure which colors I want to pull. Where did those colors go? It's in here. So I have a coral, which I may mix with the red to get the right tone, because it's more kind of a cross between a coral and a red. Then I've got orange, and I'm gonna mix some yellow with it. Then I've got like a purpley fuchsia, which this is more of a purple than a fuchsia. And then I've got Besamé, which is a beautiful turquoise. And then we'll work in some white and black for accents. And then we're gonna get right into it. But first I'm going to put a matte top coat on so that I can draw without the colors bleeding. All right, so the skull is twice as long as it is wide, so I'm going to try to map out the area to which I'm going to trace or outline the profile of the skull. I'm going to use a little bit of alcohol to loosen up my brush bristles because it is a new brush. And then I'm going to take some base coat and just work it through the bristles. Okay, I'm sure you can hear that. That is all day long, every day. There's a major road right outside my apartment complex, and then there's a through road that goes from the main road past the apartment building to houses in the back. And it's not stopping. It's not going to stop. So I'm going to unfortunately have to do the rest of this narration in post because I can't talk over it and you're just going to hear it. So I will see you in a bit. Hello, welcome back. Well, you've been there. I am back. This is a few days later. I think it's actually a week later. And I'm going in with some of the shading gel by Nails by Dev to mark out the overall shape of the skull. And I haven't done a sugar skull before. I haven't really done any skulls before in nail art. So kind of just feeling my way through it, putting in the cheekbones. And because of the shape of the nail and the shape of the skull I had to truncate and narrow just a bit to get it to fit on the nail. So I didn't have as much space in the jowl to do the mouth as wide as it should be. And just overall, in terms of the design that I was referencing, some components had to be left out. And I added a few components just to fill up space that couldn't be filled otherwise with what was supposed to originally be there. But I think it turned out beautifully. I love the colors. And right now I'm just using my dotting tool and going back and forth between that and my fine liner to drop in the crevices of the eyes, widen it a bit, and then put on and pull off some color, because I didn't want to have, when you use a dotting tool and you drop the color on, it tends to stay lifted, especially if you're using what's it called? Painting gel. Painting gel? Yeah, painting gel. It's a little bit thicker viscosity, so it doesn't really move as much. It doesn't settle on its own. It just sits there. And I didn't want to run the risk of it wrinkling and getting all pockmarked in the lamp from not curing properly. So I put some on, I pulled it off, and then did a full cure, and then went in and did a second coat to really deepen that black. So now I'm going in with the eyes, and I'm putting in the floral accents in orange. There were, like I said before, there was a little bit more detail to it, but I couldn't really get it as detailed in miniature. So I left it with the basic floral design, and then I'm going to go in. There's some more circles that go around the eye that I'm going to drop in later. So now I'm going in, I'm putting in some colored accents just above the cheekbone. And actually, I would say it's more the brow bone. There were two kind of circular ovoid shapes that go above that line in fuchsia and blue. And now I'm going in to mark out the mouth so that I can drop in the teeth. He does look to be a very happy skeleton right now, though. So I am a little disappointed that I couldn't get some of the details in that I wanted to, specifically the flower that goes up from the chin and the one that comes down from the center of the forehead. They were these beautiful bright blue floral accents that I really wanted to include in my representation. I just didn't have the space for it, so I dropped it in as best as I could. There were some filigree accents that went underneath the chin and above the eye, especially the ones above the eye had kind of looked like eyebrow accents, and it ended up just making the skeleton look angry in a way. So I removed those, and I just kept on with getting the main colors in any representation or any way that I could. And I really love the way it turned out. I was going to do a French tip accent to kind of take up that space, but I ended up just doing some more whirls and kind of like swooping lines to just take up that space and keep the colors going from the skull to the rest of the nail. So I'm finishing up this nail with a good coat of velvet matte top coat, and now I'm going to go on to the 2 accent nails. And I had initially planned on only doing the 1 nail, but I was really having a lot of fun with the motif, and I wanted to do some kind of floral accents just to bring it all together and create kind of a series. So I took some of the basic components of the design from the skull and the original iconography that I was referencing, and I just created 2 other nail designs out of it, using large red petaled flowers and adding in some of the blue accents, and then just some vining and pointillism, some dots with the dotting tool, and I think they all came together quite nicely. So I'm going to let the rest of the video play out so you can watch and listen to the music, and I will come back at the end to wrap things up. So I hope everyone is enjoying this video so far. If you are, please do give me a like and a subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you always know when new videos are available. And if you have any comments or questions, please put them down in the comments section below, and all the information for the products I used will be in the description box below.
And now there's something in the air and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. vessels out of sand, reaching for the grand. As willows align, we lose track of time. Head up high, now we climb. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes. Undercover agents of the other. Beyond gravel, beyond dawn. A bigger scale the world inhales as we go.
So I did go in matte top coat all 3 nails just to have it come together. I really do like the way the matte look finishes it off. And that's going to finish off this video. I really love the series. I love the way they came together. I love the bright colors. I hope all who are celebrating the Day of the Dead, Dia de los Muertos, have a wonderful day with family and friends celebrating their loved ones. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.